Jared Coker manages a small YouTube channel that showcases raw footage from his trips to abandoned places across America. Since 2020, he's put up more than 200 videos featuring some impressive urban exploration content. In March 2022, Jared shared a video where he checked out an abandoned dog treat factory that used to operate in Wichita, Kansas. The first few minutes of the video are pretty ordinary, and apart from a few odd bangs and thuds in the distance.
Oh, locker room. See, that's what I'm talking about.
Jared seems to be completely alone. While it's pretty common to find homeless people staying in empty buildings, the factory appeared to be empty that day. After Jared spends time going through each floor of the building carefully, he glances out a window and spots a red car driving through the gates toward the factory.
I said, this place is crazy. It just surprises me everywhere I turn. Uh-oh. There's a car right there. I can't figure that should be too much of a problem for me though, because the way I'm going to go out is completely circling around here like I did to get in, so... Oh, they're out of their car. Oh, they're coming in the gate. They're coming in the gate. On second thought, I might just want to wrap this up a little quicker here. I want to see where he goes though. Yeah, if I'm going to leave here, I'm going to need to know exactly where he's headed towards. Oh crap. He's really coming all the way in here. He's opening the second gate. Now I'm really concerned.
When it becomes clear that the guy in the red car plans to come inside, Jared does what any sensible person would do and tries to find a way out without being seen. Sadly, the car moves around to the other side of the building where Jared can't see it anymore, which means by the time it parks at the front, the driver could be anywhere.
I think I see where he drove through. It looks like the same red car. Right over here is the second ramp runway thing. Oh God. Someone's right out there. What do I do? I couldn't tell what he was holding.
The man can be seen cutting through the woods toward the main entrance. To make everything a whole lot scarier, the guy appears to be carrying something in his hands, and from where Jared is standing, there's no way to tell if it's just a flashlight or something that could hurt him.
Oh my God. Was that a gunshot? I think it was. He had something in his hand too. It must have been a gun.
For the next several minutes, Jared tries his hardest to sneak out without being noticed, which is way tougher than it sounds when you have no clue where a possibly armed stranger who probably knows every corner of the building better than you might be hiding. And right when it looked like Jared might escape without being caught, things take a frightening turn.
I don't like being out in the open like this. Whoa, whoa.
Stop right there.
Whoa.
Who else is with you?
Oh, it's just me. You scared me to death.
Okay, get over there now.
What?
Sit down. I'll give you handcuffs.
Huh?
Put them on. Got it?
Okay.
Either I can put them on or you can put them on. Take your pick.
I've never put on handcuffs before.
Just put them on each side of you. How's that?
Well,
Put them in front of you. That way you can carry them in front, okay?
what's gonna happen?
But what's going to happen is the police is going to come and then you take your name and they'll get you for criminal trespassing. It's nothing these days. A lot better than me shooting you, isn't it?
Was that what I heard?
Yeah.
What'd you shoot at?
Shoot it. See people, I shoot at them.
There
If
was
they
no-
run, you shoot. There you go.
Is
Okay?
there someone else here? Yeah.
Be cool, nothing will happen, okay?
Alright.
I shot one guy this way, the other one. It's alright. I'm not gonna shoot you. don't you see? Something says a use of deadly force. What do you think that is?
I thought that was kids spray paint.
No, that's me telling you I'll shoot you.
The man, who turns out to be some kind of armed vigilante, jumps out from behind some bushes just as Jared is about to leave and holds him at gunpoint, even telling him to put on handcuffs. During their exchange, it's tough to tell if the guy is mentally stable, which makes the fact he's carrying a fully loaded assault rifle even more terrifying. At one point, the man tells Jared to get into his vehicle.
So what made you come here?
Well, I've heard of it. It seemed really epic. You know, I got my camera. I like to take photos and stuff.
Nobody else is with you, right?
No, it's just me.
Okay, if I see somebody, I'm going to end up probably shooting them.
Oh no, if I were with someone and I know you shoot people, I would have gotten them.
Okay. I just don't want, they say wait, they scare me, I'll shoot in a heartbeat.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. It's just life. What we're going to do is we'll throw your camera and your bag in the trunk, okay? I'll put my gun in there too. Alright? We'll get in a little red car, let's drive up here, set everything out, police will come, they'll ask you for your driver's license, and they'll give you a little ticket.
And Jared really has no option but to comply. Though Jared didn't film himself getting into the car because he worried the man would lose it if he realized he was being recorded, Jared later explained that police took 90 minutes to arrive. In a disturbing twist, while they were all talking to the cops, they noticed two teenagers heading toward the factory the same way Jared had gone in. That's when the man looked straight at the officers and said if he caught those kids inside, he would shoot them. Sadly, that's exactly what happened. As police were taking Jared to the station for trespassing, they got word that two teenagers had been shot at the factory. Luckily, it turned out the man was using non-lethal pellets in his weapon, but the kids still needed hospital treatment for their injuries. The investigation identified the man as 62-year-old Ken Thomas, and despite shooting the teenagers, he only received 2 years probation. Jared hasn't returned to that abandoned factory since that day. Christopher Brian Hill runs a YouTube channel called Urbex Hill, where he spent the last decade posting unedited footage of his visits to some of the most chilling abandoned sites across the nation. During his explorations, he's often found himself in unexpected and sometimes deadly situations. People who explore abandoned places like Chris do face plenty of dangers, from wild dogs to unfriendly squatters, toxic air quality, and buildings ready to collapse. Stepping into an abandoned building you've never been in is way more dangerous than most people realize. While it's definitely safer to check out these places during daylight with friends around, Chris almost always explores at night and by himself. In June 2022, he checked out the deserted Westinghouse electric factory in Cleveland, Ohio. This factory was built over 100 years ago and originally had 7 separate buildings, though most have been torn down now. While Westinghouse started as a company in 1886, it didn't set up shop in Cleveland until 1894. Started by Thomas Edison, Westinghouse became famous for the brilliant engineers who worked there, including Nikola Tesla and William Stanley. For many years, Westinghouse was a major competitor to General Electric, and the Cleveland location served as a lighting equipment factory, until it shut down in 1979. Over the past 45 years, this empty factory has been a prime spot for curious urban explorers and content creators. The factory gained even more attention in 2012 when Marvel filmed The Black Widow interrogation scene from the first Avengers movie there. A decade later, Chris decided to visit the abandoned site and document everything he encountered. As Chris starts his exploration, the area seems completely empty, with only cricket sounds breaking the silence as he walks around the building's exterior.
Alright, y'all, let's do this.
Worryingly, gunfire can be heard somewhere in the distance, barely 5 minutes into his recording. It's important to note that Cleveland has consistently ranked among the top 10 most dangerous cities in America in recent years, making this abandoned factory visit particularly risky.
Somebody's shooting. Damn. That's Cleveland. Wow. That's crazy. It's not even that far away from here. Oh shit, that sounds like a shootout.
Chris has plenty of experience exploring everything from empty mental institutions and sanatoriums to deserted occult temples, so he pushes past his fear and enters the eerie building. Like in many abandoned structures, he discovers a mattress on the floor, showing that someone has been sleeping there not long ago. While filming the ground floor and climbing the stairs to the second level, all you can hear in the dark is the sound of his footsteps. Later, Chris heads down to the basement, and that's when the footage gets really unsettling.
Okay, I'm hearing something. Maybe it's an animal. I'm sure there's animals down here. You know what would suck? If I ran into a stray dog down here. That would be very unfortunate.
Several times during his basement exploration, he mentioned strange noises coming from somewhere on that floor, initially thinking it might be some kind of animal. Disturbingly, he spots several bullet casings on the ground, probably from a 9mm pistol. While finding something like this in an abandoned factory basement would be pretty scary, it's worth mentioning that police often use empty buildings for training exercises. In this case, though, there's no way to know if that's what happened. Soon after, he comes across a bunch of creepy messages written on the walls. He keeps recording as he moves through tight hallways, and this is where things start getting much more disturbing.
This place is so wet. Oh, you scared the fuck out of me. Yo. You need some help, bro? Yo. Fuck that. He's not even responding. I'm gonna leave him alone. Get the fuck out of his way. Damn, bro, that's crazy.
About 20 minutes into exploring, the visit takes a dark turn when Chris encounters a hunched figure without any light standing at the far end of the room. He calls out asking if the person needs help, but the figure doesn't respond or move, so Chris decides to walk away. You can clearly hear Chris breathing faster and harder after this extremely unnerving encounter, but things were about to get even more troubling. Roughly 4 minutes later, Chris decides to go back and help the stranger by giving him $20.
That's actually kind of sad. You know what? I'm gonna help that dude out. I'm gonna leave him some money. Let's see what I got. I'm gonna give this dude a $20 bill. That's up, sleeping down here like that. Yo. Yo. Hey, I got some money for you. Shit, he's not there. And he's not responding. Damn it. I bet you he's in that room right there.
But when he returns to the room, the man has vanished. This could be extremely dangerous, as people squatting in abandoned places often act aggressively toward unwanted visitors, and because they know the building better than anyone, they can easily hide in dark corners to attack or frighten visitors when they least expect it. One theory many viewers believe is that the man wasn't homeless at all, but actually a gang member hiding from the shooting heard at the start of the video. However, there's no way to confirm this, and it seems unlikely given how strangely he was acting. As Chris continues looking for the man, he notices bats flying around the basement, making everything feel even creepier.
There's a lot of noises down there. Mainly water, but still. Alright, let's keep going. There's a lot of bats down here too, damn. Shit, these bats are everywhere. It's so damn dark.
Right as he walks into one room, if you look carefully at the far left of the screen, you can actually see the same man from before standing in what used to be a doorway, watching Chris in the darkness. Alarmingly, Chris doesn't spot him and keeps walking. There's no telling how long the man had been following him, and in situations like these, it's hard to know what a squatter might be planning. A few minutes later, the stranger can be seen walking outside as cars drive by the building. At one point, Chris mentions he thinks the guy said hello, but it's not clear from the camera's audio. Just as he's getting ready to leave, he hears a cell phone vibrate, suggesting there are more people down there with him, hiding in the dark.
Somebody over there too now. Yep. Yeah, there's a bunch of homeless people in here. I'm out. I mean, cause I don't. Ooh, this bats. I'm really not trying to disturb nobody's home for real, y'all.
Having experienced enough scary encounters for one night, he wisely decides to play it safe, and thankfully, he managed to exit the building without getting hurt. He never discovered who that man was, and he hasn't uploaded another video of the Westinghouse since then. Finders Beepers History Seekers is a YouTube channel where Matt and Andy, two urban explorers, film their trips to hundreds of abandoned places all over the world. The funny thing about these guys is they always bring their dog Bear along on their adventures, and they even set him up with his own GoPro camera to catch stuff they might miss. In March 2023, they posted footage from their visit to an empty house somewhere in the UK. During the first few minutes of looking around, Matt and Andy found all sorts of old history books, kitchen tools, and other left-behind items, but nothing really jumped out as unusual. About 25 minutes into their visit, while Matt and Andy were going through piles of history books scattered around the house, this happens.
Anyway, I'm gonna have a quick look on this bed, see if I can find anything else. Right, boy. Bear? What's wrong with you? Just started barking randomly.
What's the matter, love? Huh?
You found a rabbit? You found some rabbits?
What are you doing?
What is it? What you found? I wonder if there's someone outside. Was he up? He was upstairs, wasn't he? I just don't know if he'll look. Is the windows he can get to?
Be hiding when he is now.
Is it rain outside I can hear?
Possibly. He's upstairs now.
I'm gonna have a look up. There's nothing else down here to look at anyway.
Oh, you ain't done that. Don't go up now, he's blind back.
I know.
From the floor above, their dog Bear suddenly starts barking. After Matt and Andy call out his name, he races downstairs, his tail wagging wildly as he jumps around, clearly trying to show them something. Following the dog back upstairs, the two stumble upon a room they hadn't noticed before.
Where's he gone in here? What have you found, Bear? I wonder if it's that curtain flapping around in wind.
Could be.
Because you just never know with things like that. Oh, it's good in here though. Look at the two little beds. I love that fire. Why do people always cover these Victorian fires up? He's come to have a look at it. It's like I was talking about it. He's instantly gone to look. But look at it. What ear is that? It goes sideways. Yeah. You like turn the whole thing though, don't you? And then that's... Why has that got a lock on it though for a bathroom cabinet? That makes no sense at all. Bear, you're just causing so much bother. What the fuck? Someone has definitely just run down those stairs. Where is he, Ben? Hello? Hello? Oh, this door. Hello? We're not secure. We're not going to do anything. We're not going to hurt you. We're urban explorers. Just having a look round. Oh, don't just fucking gone. Don't do this to me. Pass me your torch. Hold that. You stand in dark. Hello? I'm gonna have to watch it back. That was definitely somebody running down the stairs. 100% that was someone running down the stairs.
Pretty much right after they went up to check out a bedroom on the second floor, they heard what seemed like a person or something running down the staircase. It was pretty creepy to think someone might have been watching them the entire time, but despite searching everywhere, they couldn't find whoever made the noise. That's when they decided to look at the footage from Bear's GoPro to see if their dog had caught anything on camera. A little while before they heard the footsteps racing down the stairs, Bear's camera had recorded something truly spine-chilling.
Right, we need to show you something on this camera, because his camera's in my hand, of what he's just seen. And I haven't looked at all the footage yet, I've just seen one thing and it has chilled me. It has proper chilled me. Look at this.
And that's when we heard him barking. What?
I don't like
So
that.
there was somebody in here. 100% there was somebody in here.
How come we never heard him or seen him?
What if they've been laying under bed, dead still? But how's he not seen him before that? He's been up and down stairs.
Under the bed in the second floor bedroom, someone was hiding. Even though the dog footage isn't super clear, you can definitely tell there was a person tucked away under that bed. After this scary discovery, Matt and Andy kept exploring the house for another 20 minutes, though they admitted they felt really jumpy the whole time. After they left, they still have no idea who was hiding under that bed, even to this day. Most likely, the person under the bed was just someone squatting in the house who was probably more afraid of them than they were of him, and who ran off quickly to find somewhere more private. But still, it must have been incredibly unsettling to watch that footage later and realize they were never actually alone in that house. In March of 2022, Meg and Chris posted a new video on their YouTube channel, Back in Time MC, showing footage from their trip to an old, beat-up farmhouse somewhere in the UK. In their video description, they mentioned they got inside through an open window they found on the side of the building. Looking at how messy and broken down the farmhouse is, it's obvious nobody's been taking care of it for a long time. Leaves and spider webs cover the floor, the shoes are dusty and look unworn, and there are even a few dead animals lying around, plus some shotgun shells sitting on a nightstand. The only hints that someone might have been there not too long ago are that one bedroom has what looks like a fairly new light bulb, and some clothes in the closet don't seem very worn out. From photos Chris spots on various shelves and hanging on walls, it seems a family with at least 4 kids once lived in this farmhouse. As the pair continues exploring, they head into one of the upstairs bedrooms where they stumble upon something they never expected.
The head's down. It's like a nice thin, narrow piece of carpet that comes all the way across. Absolutely nuts. So we'll come into this bedroom here. And wow. What an absolute beauty this place is. Try to get the light a bit better on there, but look at that bed. The old Zimmer frame. So they've still got the old bag, that's what the old people use these days, don't they? Get all their shopping in. Little table there with a few bits. Look in that wardrobe.
I'll just leave him for you. Can I help you?
Oh my god! Fucking hell!
Oh my
You're
God.
alive!
You are?
Fucking hell, man!
You live in here, you can't live in here. Yeah?
No!
Can't. But we can't. Look,
We
you
thought it was
can't
abandoned.
get
We
there.
thought it was abandoned.
You can't live in here. Yeah.
Holy shit! Are you okay?
Yeah, thank you.
We thought
How
that
did you get in?
there's a window that's open downstairs.
Window open. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
an open window. What we do,
We do
take
videos on.
pictures of like old farmhouses because we're really interested in them. Oh.
We thought it was abandoned because of this.
No. You live in here.
When Chris first walked into the room, he didn't realize someone was sleeping in the bed. It wasn't until Meg came in and made a sound that the woman in the bed woke up, giving them both the fright of their lives. While the YouTubers blurred out the woman's face to protect her privacy, you can tell she's quite elderly. During their talk, she tells the couple she has no family who could take her to live somewhere less depressing. Out of pure kindness, Chris and Meg spend time with the old lady and try to understand her situation. She tells them her name is Jane, and for the next 10 minutes, they ask her questions about how she ended up living all by herself in this abandoned farmhouse. Thanks to the couple's caring approach, what started as a shocking encounter with a sleeping old woman living in awful conditions quickly turns into a touching moment where the three of them share stories about their lives.
So is this not your farm then?
No,
Is this your house?
no,
It's not your house?
no,
So do you just live here then?
yeah. Yeah.
Oh god, I'm sorry. We didn't realise because of all the cobwebs and all the decay. We just assumed that it was abandoned.
Yeah. What happened was I came here to help somebody,
Okay.
and this is only for a week I'm coming,
Yeah.
and that was 1993.
Oh god.
Wow, so you've been here
That's
nearly
2
30
That's
years.
almost just, yeah.
Nearly 30 years.
Is that how
Jesus.
long you stayed in here then?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Worryingly, Jane says she's been living in the abandoned farmhouse for 30 years. Even though Chris and Meg offer to bring her food and buy her clean clothes and bedding, she doesn't seem to want their help, claiming she's fine living the way she does. She mentions that although it's not her house, the men who work at the farm know she's there and bring her food and water every day. In a sweet moment at the end, Chris and Meg promise Jane they'll come visit her again soon. This would have been a nice ending to the story, but Chris and Meg added a note at the end of the video that made the situation seem much more troubling. The note explains that Chris did lots of research to find the farm's name and its owner. He managed to get the information he needed and even received a message from someone who knew the farmer who works there. Chris explains that this person also knew Jane was living there and that the farmer actually lives in the farmhouse with her. According to this man, Jane is well taken care of, but she chooses to live in those terrible conditions anyway. He also mentioned that Jane's husband checks on her constantly to make sure she's okay, but she rarely accepts his help, or anyone else's for that matter. It's important to note that Jane might not have told Chris and Meg the whole truth about her situation. During their conversation, she said nobody was taking care of her except the farmer, but the man who contacted Chris said she also has a brother who tries to look after her. Still not completely buying what the man told him, Chris kept digging for information and discovered the farm wasn't listed in any land registry records, but there was another property in Jane's name that she owned from 1986 to 2015. After checking out this other property, Chris said it was just as run down and neglected as the farmhouse. Having heard two different stories, one from the man who reached out and another from Jane herself, Chris decided to contact adult social services. In their response, they confirmed they knew about this woman but couldn't share any more details. They thanked him for his concern and the information he provided. Chris then asked the man who contacted him to tell Jane that he and Meg would be happy to visit her again if she wanted. After this, there were no more updates about the old woman, and we'll probably never know what happened to her. All we know for sure is that if someone else decides to explore that abandoned farmhouse in the future, they'll likely run into the same situation as Chris and Meg. Unfortunately, situations like this are much more common than most people realize. With rising costs and the state of the global economy, many elderly people are being forgotten. Hopefully, Jane will eventually accept help from her family members and spend her remaining days in much better and healthier conditions than what was shown in the video. The Proper People is an urban exploration channel hosted by friends Brian and Michael who journey worldwide to discover abandoned structures. Throughout their decade-long presence online, the duo has built a solid reputation for delivering authentic footage of their adventures. In a YouTube niche often flooded with staged videos from attention seekers, The Proper People stands out as one of the most dependable channels in urban exploration. They've grown their following by documenting truly fascinating locations rather than staging eerie encounters or similar content. Back in 2016, they uploaded footage of their night exploration at the Jemison Center in Northport, Alabama, commonly called Old Bryce Hospital. Between 1939 and 1977, this facility housed numerous psychiatric patients and became notorious for its harsh treatment methods. Known by many as Alabama's spookiest building, Old Bryce closed down in the late 70s and has since been overtaken by vegetation, becoming a magnet for urban explorers from across the globe. When Brian and Michael drive up to the site, the place appears completely empty. After circling the grounds in their car, the pair get out to begin their exploration, picking the basement as their starting point.
But hell, why not start with the basement?
Okay.
I don't even think this is a basement. That's just an animal. No, this is not a basement though.
No, it's not. I heard rustling.
Probably gonna hear a lot of rustling in here.
Yeah.
Following over 40 years of neglect, the whole complex has nearly crumbled away. Some walls completely plastered with graffiti, while others have collapsed entirely. Given how run down the Jemison Center is, there's always the danger that the building might cave in and trap the two explorers inside. But as they make their way up the staircase to check out the upper level, they soon realize that structural collapse isn't their biggest problem.
What? I'm scared. There's not gonna be anybody here. Whoa, look at this. Look at this staircase out here. Oh.
What?
There's somebody there.
No way.
Yes, I see their light. They're out there. I swear on my life. Right there.
I hear him.
Should I say hello?
Yeah.
There's somebody out there. Let's go back to the car. This way. If it's somebody wanting to talk to us.
Let's go to the car now.
Oh yeah.
When the camera sweeps toward the window, you can make out the outline of someone holding a light on the stairs of the opposite wing. What makes this especially creepy is that the moment Brian and Michael switch off their light, this mysterious figure does the same thing, indicating they were observing the explorers and trying to stay hidden. Even more unsettling, if you rewatch the part where the YouTubers first reach the upper floor, you can clearly spot a light outside the window, though it's not certain if it belonged to the same person who was watching them.
Maybe we should look out the other window. That was more this way. It's close enough. But the person was like behind the staircase here. Somewhere on the ground down there. I don't see anything reflective that's making as big of a reflection as that was before.
Should we turn our lights off?
We're not going to see anything. Turn the light off. Nothing. Darkness. It was definitely a person.
Mm-hmm.
After shouting out and receiving silence, Brian and Michael chose to head back to their vehicle to prevent getting ambushed or worse. It's impossible to know what the stranger intended, but perhaps the most disturbing detail is that no other vehicles were around when they arrived or departed, meaning whoever was there had come on foot and likely been lurking around for some time.